When you have number 1 beside your name, you have a target on your back. And this top-ranked team in the land is going on the road against a squad that can make its season if it can pull off a major upset. Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium, home to the Wisconsin Badgers, as we'll see the number 1 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And the Badgers will put toe to leather and we'll get started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Buckeyes offense will go on the attack first. What a great group of receivers they run out there, and a staunch, stout defense they'll be running into. Jesse, how are they going to get open? How does this defense keep them in check?
Well, I think one thing this receiving group knows to have success in this game against this defense is it's going to take all of them. It's not just going to be one guy making all the plays. They're all going to have to be able to step up and, David, take advantage of their own individual one-on-one opportunities when those chances come their way.
Well, and I think that's what's good about this offense, their strength in numbers. It's not just one guy that you can take away. There's several receivers that can make plays. That stresses the defense. Like, find the weakness, go after him. That guy can win, so it'll be a fun individual matchup.
Looking to throw, it's Sayin. He's got him. At the 35, he's open. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Smith. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. And you know the line they kick around at Ohio State. Woody Hayes, forward pass, 2 of the 3 things that can happen are bad. Woody had dudes like this, he'd be spinning that magic bean all over this place.
You ain't lying. My, how times have changed. Now it is pass, pass, pass. Find explosive playmakers like this on the outside. Get them the football.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around and make it an easy passing catch.
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to throw, it's Sayin. It's complete. No chance to run, but they still move it forward. Third down, red zone play, crowd alive. They'll try to get the first through the air. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Donaldson. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding third and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a fourth down.
And it slips just inside that right upright. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And on this opening drive, the D gave up some yards, but that's okay. They buckled down when they needed to. They forced the field goal, keeping the home crowd still engaged, still excited, and now they get the football.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Wisconsin's offense has the ball for the first time. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
The Badgers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. And off Jones. He'll get a fresh set it down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Pulls it and fires to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Simmons. Here's the pressure. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. And how about this Buckeye defense? This is not all flash and score around here these days.
And when you've seen Ohio State really be great and make those playoff runs, you always pick out those big defensive linemen that can get their hands on the quarterback and get him on the ground like they did right here.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Really impressed with how this team has seized momentum here, playing on the road in this hostile environment. Their offense gets it first. They march down the field. They put up some points. And here's the defense now on their first drive, getting a critical sack on 3rd down.
And the Badgers will try to pin them back with the punt. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Oh, what a cut! He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Donaldson. Breaks the tackle. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of it.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling past and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
Wants to throw. It's Sayin. Makes the grab. He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one.
And offensively, I love running these drag routes. I mean, these are the routes that Whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to them in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra yards. Nice pitch and catch.
Grab behind the line. It's Rodgers. Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the first down.
This defense has got to be better in coverage. You want to get off the field, you got to keep defending. You got to do something to make the offense feel uncomfortable. So far, way too easy for this offense.
And the Buckeyes will line it up on 1st and 10. Using his legs, it's Donaldson. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. He's got it again. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. To the ground to try to move the chains. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
And 3rd and 2, you're usually thinking maybe something's going off tackle up the middle. They run the toss. How about the defense? Great job setting the edge, sprinting to the football, getting multiple hats there, getting the guy on the ground, stopping him short, causing a 4th down.
It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he kept that one just straight enough to graze inside the left upright. The lead is 6 in the 1st. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They'd love to get something started here, down 6-0. Nifty run there, pickup of 6 out to the 25.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
The Badgers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They go right back to it. Knocked down at the 31 after a gain of 5.
Really good-looking run right there. He reminds me of one of the greatest Wisconsin players of all time, Heisman Trophy winner Ron Dayne, who was a teammate of mine with the New York Giants, and he was so good at being patient and setting up blocks. This guy shows that patience as well. He really helps out the running game because he's not in a rush. He just takes his time and carves his way through the defense.
Finds the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Now the play fake. Now adjusting. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the 1st half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
And the Badgers will line up to punt it away. That last punt basically flipped the field. They'd like to do it again. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw, it's Sayin. Gets it out fast. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. The Buckeyes come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
That's a really nice run right there. And one of the things I love about him, he runs with such physicality and with the toughness. Do you think Woody Hayes, the great Ohio State coach, would have loved to have this guy in his backfield? His running style just marries so well with that. When you think about Ohio State and their tradition at running back, right? With all the athletes they've had throughout the decades, this guy was meant to play in the shoe.
Nice throw, nice catch. You know, I like when you work that slot and you throw that slant to him. It's an easier throw than throwing to a guy way out wide. A lot of times I find that matchup I want in the slot and I go attack it.
The Buckeyes can really attack on this second and short. On the move, it's Peoples. Oh, what a move to get room. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
You see, this is what great defenses do. Great defenses swarm to the football. So when you do miss a tackle, it's not the end of the world. There's another guy right there to wrap him up. Great defenses seem like they got 12 guys on the field. Nice job swarming to the football, engulfing the running back.
Just a short pass to the tight end. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
And the Buckeyes are marching down the field. To the ground with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Off the play fake. Throws to the tight end. Finds a man on the left. Oh, he's got some space. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
It's so nice to have these big playmaking tight ends that are basically oversized receivers. To make a play down the field to him, huge catch radius, makes the play, and then I love the run after the catch. These guys can do this nowadays. He does the rest of the work and gets into the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they add the extra point to finish the drive. They put together an 81-yard drive, and the finisher coming courtesy of that touchdown toss from 45 yards out. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They really need to find a way to generate some offense here, having fall. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
What an individual effort that time, beating his guy and getting in the backfield and making a play. Ohio State has had so many dominant D linemen in recent years, right? The Bosa brothers, Chase Young. You know those guys are watching this game. They're proud of what they just saw. This dude is a game wrecker.
This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. Trying play action. Quickly to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He'll loft one deep down the left side. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down and an excellent throw, too.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in 3rd and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sidelines.
This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Boy, this defense is ridiculous. On point, they know how to rush the passers. Multiple guys getting it done. 5 sacks, and we are still in the first half.
This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Looking for a man. It's Simmons. Throws for the tight end. Wide open downfield. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
Nice read and nice throw. And I know Wisconsin quarterbacks always get the unfair moniker that they're game managers, and it's because they've always been a great rushing offense. Just got to complete a couple throws and keep the offense on schedule. But when you think about the offenses where they've had a difference maker, a guy like Russell Wilson that were able to throw on 1st down, take shots, just make them so much more explosive. I think this guy has some of those traits too.
The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. The give to the back. Touchdown, Wisconsin! He shed tackles right and left and housed it.
That's why, as a defense, you have to gang tackle this guy. You've got to bring multiple bodies to the party because he's just way too strong of a runner. It's too hard to tackle this guy one-on-one, David.
And how about the running back, man? That's a grown man. Like, you could tell. Once he gets his feet moving, he is hard to bring down, breaking tackles, making plays. This is a guy that doesn't need a great offensive line because he continues to make plays even when they're not there to be made.
On to attempt the try. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Got his man downfield. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
Really nice throw there to get the first down. And, you know, when you think about Ohio State quarterback play, especially here recently, it all comes down to efficiency. You have to make good decisions. You got to read the defense, and you got to be accurate. When you think of guys like Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, guys who went in the first round, that's what they did. And this guy right here, I think he has the ability to be a first-rounder in the future.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion, whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long, you're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
They kick it away on 4th down. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Past the first down marker and still running. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. Wisconsin has failed to finish in the top 25 for 5 consecutive seasons. Now in the 2nd year of the Luke Fickell era, the Badgers eager to get back to their winning ways.
Man, can they get back to that physical brand, man? When Wisconsin was in the top 25, like Reese was talking about, it was physical teams that could run the football. You think about Fickell, that's what you thought about with Cincinnati. Jesse, can they get some of that back, man?
Yeah, great defense, running the ball, and just being smart. And when games are on the line, doing the small things to get those wins. It comes down to the tiniest details. There's talent in that Wisconsin locker room, but they got to put it all together.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Unloads to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Simmons. Flips it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
It'll be 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
Man, what a break on the football. He read that the whole way. He just couldn't finish it. You know he saw the end zone. He saw the grass in front of him to break on that and maybe take it to the house, but just a missed opportunity.
The Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And nobody able to handle that punt, and they'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. They're going to test the right side with this one. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Looking to fire. The screen, he can go. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. Listen to this place. Oh, man, do they love their Badgers. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. They make the stop at the 26, and let's see if they bring out the punt team. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Buckeyes will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. He'll pull it on the read. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
That's what's so great about these QB runs. They just chip away at the defense. And as this game goes on, these little QB runs, they're going to help keep 3rd downs manageable for this offense.
Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. Pressure coming. Looking for a big play. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense has just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
They'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. To the air, it's Simmons. Bought a little time, lets it go. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
One thing this defense always talks about is getting off the field. Last drive, they forced a punt. Here on 3rd down, what a great job flying to the football, getting a hit, forcing an incompletion. They may be jogging off here soon again.
And the Badgers will send out the punt unit. Now on the return. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Here's the handoff. Creates a little space. Crosses the 35. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big game for the offense.
They get him down at the 36. It will be a 1st down.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And they already in the 2nd quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a 1st down. From the gun, running back gets to give. Spin, still running. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success. Big reason why is this running back. He's been able to find some creases to run through.
Breaks into the open. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business.
How many 1st downs is that alone, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out and continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
The Buckeyes are threatening on 1st and goal. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Quarterback just has to be more aware of the situation. 1st down, goal-to-go situation. You cannot take a sack. So the QB, if no one's open, you got to make sure you're throwing that ball out of the end zone, helping your offense out.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Well, he's been Mr. Dependable early in this game. The first 5 attempts, all complete. Finally, the defense able to force an incompletion when they throw his way. This guy's route running his hands. It's a matchup problem, but the defense finally has something good happen.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
So they are denied a touchdown on this drive, but they'll try to put up a 3 spot before the break. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Oh, he missed it. No good. The lead is still 6 after the miss.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. The lone back's got it. Nice move to keep running. And he's able to bounce off 1 tackle for a solid pickup. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 1 more snap coming before halftime. To the air, it's Simmons. Caught close to the marker, it's Mason. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in Madison, and welcome in to the halftime update. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player. And with that, let's head back to a great scene there in Camp Randall.
And the Buckeyes will boot it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They keep it on the ground to open the 3rd. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
They'll try the run. Now they've got breathing room, got 6 all the way out to the 20.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the first down here. Dropping back, it's Simmons. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a 4th down.
I know that was 3rd down, and I know the quarterback's trying to be careful. You don't want to be too greedy, but he had guys open downfield. I think if he had been a little bit more patient and been a little bit more willing to let the play develop, I think he could have converted that with a throw vertically down the field. Instead, he got lazy, checked it down to his running back, and now they're setting up 4th down.
Hauls it in and looking upfield. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Gives it on the option. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Man, how about that defense? On the snap, they are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. They're working that left side. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Listen to this place. Oh, man, do they love their Badgers. Third down coming. Quarterback on the keeper. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's fourth and short. Like, I got to stick my nose in there, get north-south, and try to get that first down. I love when I have a quarterback that can do that.
The Buckeyes will have it 1st and 10. They want to run this quarterback. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The give on the inside. Picks up the first down. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? The give to the running back from the shotgun. He is going nowhere as the defense is manhandling this running game.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. He's got the tight end. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
To the air, it's Sayin. A little screen to the running back. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the downfield blocking by these linemen and the wide receivers as they rip off that explosive play.
They'll try to sneak the wide receiver past him on 1st and goal. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And it's almost as if the defense knew that jet sweep was coming. Great job getting penetration at the point of attack, and they were in the backfield, nowhere for the receiver to go.
These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Wants to go up top. Wide out trying to get it in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
Well, short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
3rd and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. Trying to barge in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he added the extra point. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Anthony. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Quick handoff. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Dropping back, it's Simmons. Fires to the tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
The Badgers decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Slips through the line. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Makes the catch. It's Peoples. The quick feet, the acceleration, the vision, and he works his way to the 44. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Delivers the stiff arm. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. After ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 13. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
That is an example of a defender just stepping up and making a play. You just gave up a big completion down the field. That's not going to happen again. That's not happening on my watch. Right away, that D lineman decides to go after the QB, and he makes a big play.
The Buckeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll run play action. Got it in the middle, it's Smith. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
Well, this defense has tried to find ways to disguise their coverage and mix it up to try to confuse the QB. It's not working, though. With that last completion, he's now got over 300 yards passing.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Looking to move the chains, they throw it complete to the left. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal. This dude is putting in work out of the slot, and he is just wearing out this defense.
Man, you see it, Reese, in football. They These slot guys are so quick, so athletic. You back them up off the football so you can't get hands on them, and you just find ways to continue to get him the football. He's making...
Touchdown, Ohio State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down into this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Scanning the field, it's Simmons. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. That type of pressure on the quarterback, that's vintage Ohio State, right in keeping with the legacy that's been established by the Buckeye D.
Yeah, and you take pride in that. You own that legacy with all those guys you see performing at a high level in the NFL. Man, you see that, you want to go get it. Recruiting guys to fit those profiles. That's why Ohio State always has a good defensive line.
And the Badgers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Ridden out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and that'll give them a bit more room to operate.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Finds his tight end. He steps out of bounds, couple of yards short of the 20. They'll mark it at the 18 after that pickup.
And this is not decision time. This offense, it's green light the rest of the game. Down multiple possessions, got to go for it on 4th down. Probably had that in mind. It's a little shorter 4th down, but this offense has got to stay fast-paced and got to make some explosive plays.
They punt it away on 4th down. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Catch in the middle, it's Smith. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass called is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ball game, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because stats matter late in the game. You want some postseason awards? Keep chucking it, keep getting those stats.
On the ground, it's Donaldson. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got a lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in this stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
He'll do it himself. There he goes. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
But I tell you what, the defense has really contained that quarterback run all game long. But in a big spot in the fourth quarter, they let him out of the cage. He gets out of the pocket, makes the run, and gets the first down.
And the Buckeyes will try to punch it in on first and goal. Jumped on top of the pile.
Yeah, and he does a really good job being decisive, getting downhill, being a great runner. And guess what? You know how easy offense is when you get me at second and short, second and medium? Everything in the playbook is open to me.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Here comes the heat. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And the beatdown has ensued.
Love the quick decision-making by the quarterback. It's not just who's the open guy and who am I throwing it to. It's also having that clock, David, in your head that says, if no one's open and I'm down near the red zone, I'm taking off now and I'm using my athleticism and I'm getting a score.
Yeah, you love the decision-making. I hate the defense. Why are we dropping back so far in the end zone? We got to keep eyes on this QB. We know he can take off. We know he can make plays. The field shrinks, man. You got to expect that's coming. Not very good defense.
PAT unit on the field. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Off the play fake on first down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
It's really hard to win football games when you're one-dimensional offensively, and that's the case. They just have not been able to get anything going, throwing it deep down the field. They haven't won their one-on-one matchups. Quarterback has missed some throws, and as a result, in the fourth quarter, they barely have 100 yards passing, and that's why they're losing.
Looking to throw at Simmons. Under fire. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
And how about this offense, man? It's been a rough day. You're getting beat down. You're trying to find some kind of momentum late in the game to build something off of, and you give up another sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
I know this defense came into this game hoping to get pressure on the quarterback, but I don't know in their wildest dreams if they ever thought it was going to look this good. I lost track at 5 sacks. They have been all over this quarterback today.
The Badgers will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Had to hurry the punt a bit, but gets great distance. Cradles it at the 35. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Looking to throw on 1st down. That's caught. It's Donaldson. Hey, this running back's got some sweet feet, not only to run, but to get a foot down in bounds.
Got that toe down. The foot was just small enough, Reese, to get that puppy down. But running backs, man, you can do so much with these guys and their speed and their athletic ability and trying to get the ball to them as many ways as you can.
They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Slithers into space. Turning it on! And how much running room have they been able to find on the ground? Man, are they piling up some gaudy rushing stats.
And this offense does it again on third down. They have been so elite on third down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
Gives it on the option. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that one.
Back to pass, it's Sayin. Throws to the back. Got his man on the right. He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it first and goal from the 1.
You got to be impressed by what you just saw from this offense. They're already in the red zone, right? And the coach is telling the quarterback, be smart, don't do anything crazy with the football. We can't turn it over. We're already in field goal range, and he's like, nah, man, I got my matchup one-on-one. I know where I'm going, and not just that. We're not just going to get the first. I'm going to set you up now on the goal line. Let's roll.
Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
And, man, you got to like the swarm of this defense. You've got to get in the backfield, make some penetration, and realize the first guy's not going to always get that big sucker on the ground. Like, he's a big, strong dude. He's breaking tackles, but still swarming to the football, and this defense still gets a tackle for a loss.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
It's broken up and almost intercepted on that shot to the end zone. It'll be fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. He lofts one down the sideline. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Got to give this defense credit, guys, because all game long they have forced their opponent to be one-dimensional. They haven't allowed anything to happen in the passing game. As a result, we're here in the fourth quarter. They barely allowed over 100 yards passing.
Dropping back, it's Simmons. Oh, they're after him. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
You got to love a defense that just is flying around and having fun. That's what these guys look like, right? All game long. Everything has gone their way, and here we are early in the fourth quarter, and they are still bringing their A game, getting a sack on that last one.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop them right here. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. With the catch, it's Anthony. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down. When a defense is in zone coverage, Jesse, they want to react. How do you react to a howitzer coming out like that one?
Not much you can do because this guy's got a cannon. You saw all the eyeballs on defense on that play. They were waiting and anticipating that throw, but when you've got an arm like that...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Downfield and incomplete, the defense holds. This offense has it with really good field position. The handoff, keep working on that clock. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Makes the catch. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. On the run, it's Donaldson. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on 3rd down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing, especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play up tight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Back to pass, it's Sayin. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd down.
You know, I'll give it to the defense here. Obviously, it has not been their day, and this offense has gone up and down the field, lighting up the scoreboard, but you're still seeing this defense compete. And on 3rd and long, expecting pass, everybody on the same page, you get the incompletion. That's something positive that their coaching staff can point to when they review the film.
Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. And off to Jones. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21.
And that was a pretty good run there for the offense. And listen, I know this game's over, but that's what this offense needs a little bit more. They need a little more balance, a little more easy 2nd down situations with some positive runs on 1st down. They just need something to get them going, some kind of spark. The ground game might be it in the future.
Dragged down at the 26 after a pickup of 5.
And a nice crisp run, great job. Maybe expecting pass, in 2nd down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the 1st down.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Leaves it with the running back. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and listen, this guy's had a good day. I know they're trailing and they need to put some drives together, but I also wouldn't abandon him because he's had such a monster day and he's been the bright spot so far for this offense.
And the Badgers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll leave it with him. Sweet cut there. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
The Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. The running back has it. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've gotten, and that's why this lead is ballooned like it has.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Handoff from the gun. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. He makes the stop at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 15, and they've got it in plus territory.